Darcey completely forced Georgi to propose to her. Guys, what is up? Max here, the Celeb Talk Guy, and last night we got to see Darcey and Stacey. It was the season finale episode, and I was so excited because we also got to find out a few days before the episode came out that Georgi did end up proposing to Darcey. People Magazine, they did an exclusive article on the story, so I was super excited. And on last night's episode, we got to see the entire proposal, and when I first heard that they got engaged, I was happy. I thought it was kind of cute, but after watching the proposal for my own two eyes on last night's episode, oh my god, it was horrible, and Darcey completely forced the guy to do it. So here is the scoop. Stacey and Florian, they just got married, and they couldn't go on a real true honeymoon because of all the stay-at-home order stuff, so they ended up just, going to a closer honeymoon in Rhode Island, and for whatever reason, they also invited Georgi and Darcey. I have no idea why. So they rented a big old gigantic mansion in Rhode Island. They went over there. They were having a relatively good time, but I could just kind of hear out of the back of my ear every little second that we got to see Darcey. It really seemed like she just couldn't help herself, but she was constantly bringing up Georgi's ex and Georgi's this and Georgi's Instagram, and she just constantly kept bringing stuff up. And I was looking at Georgi, and it really appeared that he was starting to kind of get a little frustrated, a little fumbled, like, what is her deal? She will not stop talking about the past. So long story short, Georgi finally just separated himself from the group. Everyone is in Stacey, Florian, and Darcey completely noticed that Georgi had to kind of get some distance, get his own space, because for whatever reason, Darcey would not stop talking about all of these things in the past that really had no effect, positive or negative, whatsoever on their relationship. And you could just see Georgi was actually starting to get kind of flustered. So he went his own way. He kind of just left off from the group. And then, Florian came off to the side and was like, hey man, what is going on? For whatever reason, Florian and Georgi have kind of made this like brotherly bond. And I don't know why. I think it is just absolutely hilarious seeing these two be like BFFs. But anyway, Florian was like, what's the problem? What's going on? And Georgi just explained himself that, hey, I don't know if I can keep doing this if Darcey won't ever trust me, or if she won't ever believe that I truly do love her. And so for whatever reason, Georgi asked Florian, well, hey, should I propose? Would proposing make Darcey, love me more and really truly believe that I do love her? And Florian, who I don't know why Georgi asked him, but Florian, who apparently is some, love genius, just said, sure, yeah, that's a great idea. Go propose to her. And so what did Georgi do? It was the weirdest freaking thing I have ever seen, but in the midst of a gigantic, not a gigantic, but a pretty big fight with Darcey, he rented a boat, and while they were on the boat, Darcey kept asking Georgi, what are you going to do? She kept saying hey, do you need time? Do you want to get away from me? Do you want to break up? What do you want to do? In my opinion, she was really forcing him and pushing him just to end the relationship or take that leap of faith. And Georgi, he pulled a ring out of his pocket and said, here you go right here. Do you want to marry me? And I just cannot believe he did that. Now, I want to hear from you guys, but don't you guys feel like he just kind of got tricked? I don't want to use the word tricked, but he kind of just got pushed and pulled and this, that, and the other into, proposing to Darcey, because they have only been together for 4 months. And when that People Magazine article came out saying that Georgi and Darcey did in fact get engaged, they made it sound like they were really kind of together for a long time and that a lot of time has passed. But honestly, no. I believe they were only together for 4 months, so they barely even know each other. And for Darcey to kind of pull these strings and to act all emotional and to act like, she doesn't trust him and this, that, and the other, and now she does because they are engaged, is a bunch of crap. But put in the comments below what you guys think, but my take is, come on, she completely forced him, she completely tricked him, and it's like this guy must be out of his mind to actually be, want to be engaged and marry Darcey. I'm sorry if you guys like her, but come on, she is a little you-know-what, and if he proposed and he willingly did it on his own, Georgi must be a little you-know-what too. But I honestly believe is Georgi probably kind of somewhat sort of likes Darcey, but I think he really likes the TV, he likes the fame, and he's probably just like, you know what? Darcey's okay, she's not that bad, she clearly wants to get married, why not just propose? And so it was the funniest thing. He proposed. Stacey and Florian just, got married. And so, now they're talking about having like joint weddings and all this kind of stuff, and they're gonna be each other's maid of honors and this, that, and the other. It was kind of hilarious, kind of funny. And the funniest part, I thought at least, was Stacey said, hey, how about you guys have a spring wedding? But I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? He is still legally married. So if Georgi and Darcey get married anytime soon, oh my God, I am going to be at a loss of words. So that was about it for this season. I don't know why. I kind of actually did enjoy this season. Don't ask me why. I thought it was kind of entertaining. Are we going to see more of Darcey and Stacey? I have no idea. But with all of this drama from the last season, I can only assume that, 90 Day Fiance, TLC, whoever is doing this TV show is probably going to be renewing it, but I have no idea. But likely, more than likely, there will probably be a Darcey and Stacey season 2 because there was so much drama from season 1, and I feel like this story with Georgi and Darcey, whether it is true or completely scripted, is not done just yet. And while we are on the topic of TLC and all 90 Day Fiance and whatnot, we might as well very quickly talk about what went down on the last episode of The Family Chantel. And you guys, I'm telling you guys, I don't usually like these little side shows. Like the Darcey and Stacey show, I was never a huge fan, but I kind of could tough it out and I could watch it for you guys because I know a lot of you guys couldn't stand the show, but y'all were kind of curious what was going on, and I kind of secretly actually somewhat liked the show. But oh my God, The Family Chantel, I am very close to reaching my breaking point. The episode was just on a few minutes ago, and oh my God, it was just so bad. Let me just say, there was the good and there was the bad. About 70% of it was really bad. So let's first talk about the good, because there are some good drama. There is some good stuff going on. The good stuff is I think there is some real true drama with Anjanette and her husband Royal and, Chantel and Pedro and their family. That does seem to be real, and for me, it's kind of entertaining. I do like that, and I do kind of like the drama between Pedro and his family, and because remember, Pedro's sister Nicole is dating a man named Alejandro. He lives in New York. That stuff seems to be real, and I find it pretty entertaining. But all of the other stuff with, Chantel, so what happened was Chantel, she's been trying to become a nurse. She was going to graduate, yay, 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 but oh my God, she failed her last test or whatever the case was, and now she can't graduate, and she has to go back for the next semester. She was devastated. She was so upset, and I can understand, even though I didn't go to college and I'm not a nurse, but I can kind of understand why she'd be sad. A lot of hard work, and it's probably a huge letdown, but still, it's like, do we really care? Not really. And another thing we got to see on last night's episode that was so surprising to me was just how rude Chantel was to her sister. Now, here is just the deal. Chantel's sister, Winter, she is just, to be honest, she's kind of somewhat out of shape. And I'm not trying to, say anything about her body or this, that, and the other. That's just the reality of the situation. And so, for whatever reason, Chantel went to some like fast food burger joint, and her brother, River, and then the sister, Winter, all kind of got their food. They got hamburgers and fries, and then the sister, who was a little bit overweight, was saying, hey, I'll just take some grilled chicken. And just like that, immediately, Chantel was like, oh my God, what, are you on a diet now? And she kind of started jabbing and making little rude, like, diet comments towards her sister, who is a little bit overweight. Now, like I said, not trying to be rude, not trying to make comments. It was just the reality of the situation, and even the sister Winter was kind of, admitting it and saying it too. So, but, Chantel kind of kept like pointing and kind of, making fun of her almost kind of, and I was like, that is just not nice. And then they were sitting there in the parking lot eating their lunch, and out of the complete blue, Chantel brought up the fact how Winter, her sister, is like thinking about getting a weight loss procedure, and she was kind of pressuring her, like, when are you gonna do it? What are you gonna do? How soon are you gonna do it? And all this stuff. And I'm still watching this thinking like, why is it any somewhat of Chantel's business on if her sister gets a weight loss procedure? It shouldn't be any bit of her business whatsoever. So Chantel, she is literally just so mean. I can't even put words together how, I don't want to say upset, but just like disgusted I am for Chantel to make those comments. So you could see Winter, her sister, she was starting to get a little bit uneasy with Chantel because Chantel, she made just rude, not nice, really honestly kind of just cruel comments about her sister's weight. So you could see she was starting to get a little uneasy. Then a day or so later, for whatever reason, Chantel's mom wanted to have a photo shoot of Chantel and Pedro and the entire family. And so they got there to the photo shoot, and Chantel, once again, started kind of poking and being mean to the sister. And the sister finally just got so fired up, so mad. She called Chantel just about every word in the book. She was so upset, and she stormed off and left. And so I don't blame her one bit. Chantel was being totally just rude. She just kept on going on. And I don't know why. I'm just starting to kind of realize that, geez, Chantel is not the nicest person, at least in my eyes. Now, maybe in reality she is, but on the last episode, she was being totally rude for no reason whatsoever to her sister Winter. And for the rest of the episode, that was about it. We got to see Nicole talk to some of her girlfriends about Alejandro, her boyfriend. They just could not see what Nicole saw in him. I'm still standing here thinking that they seem pretty normal together. I don't see any major red flags yet, but we did get to see in a sneak peek that, Chantel and Pedro do end up flying up to New York to go see Alejandro, and they're by themselves. Nicole, his girlfriend is not there, and so it's just Chantel, Pedro, and Alejandro. It seems pretty awkward, pretty, nerve-wracking for everyone there. And then it looks like at the end of the meetup, Pedro is just like, I don't like this guy, I don't believe this guy, and I do not trust this guy. So I don't know what happens, but I'll tell y'all what, I am so excited to see this meetup. I think it's going to be on the next episode, but I literally just watched this last episode just because I want to see this meetup so bad, and boo-hoo, unfortunately, they did not have the meetup. But I believe soon we are going to see these two get together, and I don't know if Alejandro is going to drop some huge news. I don't know if Pedro is just being, an annoying, picky brother. I don't know why, but for some reason, Pedro does not like Alejandro, and that is about it. We did not get to see a whole lot of Anjanette and Royal, which is kind of unfortunate because I actually do like them not together, but I like seeing them. And sadly, we did get to see a decent amount of Chantel's mom, who I am not a fan of. I do not like her, and I just have no idea why 90 Day Fiance and TLC gave her her own show, because if you guys don't know, Chantel's mom now is going to have her own show on like Facebook video. So it's some kind of a partnership with TLC and Facebook. I have no idea what the show is even going to be about. I think it's going to be about Chantel's mom reading like dating advice and life advice. I don't know if she's like a counselor or why she'd be the one giving advice, but for whatever reason, I believe that's what the show is on. And I'm going to tell y'all what, I'm going to check it out, but there is no way I am going to be loyally watching that show. Well guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video so much. If you did enjoy it, please tap that like button, comment below your thoughts, and I'm telling y'all, after seeing what Darcey did to Georgi and how she basically just forced him to propose, I just cannot believe it. So comment below what y'all think. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.